Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Love Our Life. My name is John, and today it is another epic universe construction update. So let's get into it. So come on and join me. So today's video has a ton of updates. We are looking at all 4 lands today. And so be prepared for a longer video. BioReconstruct, who provides these photos all the time off of his Twitter account, just unloaded all types of photos, all kinds of them, like up close, far away, just all kinds of great aerial photos. And my vlogging schedule is going to be really crazy this week, so I thought I would just go ahead here on Sunday, sit down and record this for you guys. So without further ado, let me stop talking. Let's just get into this and talk about it. And by the end of the video, we will talk about the Epic Universe Preview Center, which also is opening really soon. So let's just get into this right now. Here we have an aerial overview of Dark Universe. It's looking great as always. They still have some scaffolding going up over here on the manor on the right side. Some of the buildings down here at the bottom, they are slowly coming together, or I should say rapidly coming together. Now here's an added detail here. You can see like slightly on the windows are still boarded up a little bit with just wood and stuff. So they will also be working towards putting all that in. To the left of the photo here, you can see the Curse of the Werewolf, the ride vehicles going back into the hub there slightly, just like the last couple of trains, last 3 vehicles there. And then here is the portal to Dark Universe. Now here is some added details here to the portal. It looks like a little bit of like lightning effects, maybe not really effects, but just theming to this portal. As you can see here, right above it, some white streaks there. I don't believe that was there before. It could have been there before, but I just didn't notice it. That's being done. Of course, groundwork for the circular concrete path in front of it is continued to be done, so we're not quite there yet with that. So you'll notice today in all these photos that that all of these actually will show you that they are going to have a lot of pavement done. There's a lot of green work done as well, so just keep that in mind as well. So we will see here as we continue on. Dark Universe has been the big one that you guys have been asking for, so we have some photos that he just released this morning for that. So here's another view of the portal and the little fountain that we keep going on about right behind it, starting to come together. I'm sure there's more to be done to it, but it's starting to come together and look really good. And then some brickwork here to the left being done, some cinder blocks there that needs to come together, and of course we have a few areas here of that, but the drapes are still in the front. You can see the construction worker standing there at the bottom, and someone said that there's a date on that photo or on the actual thing that says 6/26, so I'm not sure about that. I don't have the capabilities of actually zooming in right now for that. More on Dark Universe here, the aerial look at the village here. We can see what I was just talking about, how there is a little bit of like boarding going on with the cinder blocks over there to the left. Some staging over there as well going on. And then like right next to that, of course, is a restaurant. At the very, very left of the photo, the little white buildings right there. So, so you can see how this is being done. They're still working on the fountain here. They're bringing it together. And people, construction workers up on the top right bell tower looking thing there. I don't know what they're doing. They're probably adding bell towers or the bell maybe to the bell tower. I'm working on that. So it's just, we're so close with pavement being done, everything, new statements being made. I think things are coming rapidly. Here's a closer photo and talking about the boarding up the wood up on the walls or on the door and windows. Obviously, this is going to be placed here in just a little bit. They're just working on that. I'm sure, we've talked about it for weeks now, what we think that the interior would look like would be really cool looking. And then if you notice over here to the right of the photo, where the construction worker is working right here, little holes there. Someone said possibly that could be fog, like a fog dispenser. I don't know about that. I think it's just maybe theming. But of course, at the top left of the photo, we still have some stuff going on here where they're going to be moving some brickwork and everything into the area. And then if you notice in the middle of the photo, there's a little slight ramp that's still wooden, so they're still working on that. So it's going to be interesting to see what they replace that with. I'm sure it'll be just concrete or whatever. But the chimneys, one of them, or 2, 3, yes, looks like 3, 4 are done. There's one that's still wrapped in that white plastic with the red tape on top of it there. So here's another overlook here, just showing that as well. So kind of get the idea of all this detail that's going into this. I mean, we've talked about it for quite a while, that it's just incredible what's been happening here. Here's another look on the other side. This is the opposite side here. Now, notice the little stained glass window at the top of this building right here in the middle, the little one standing out. That just adds to the theming there. I think it looks really good. I think it's a very nice look to this. And also the building to the left here has it as well. So I'm all about stained glass windows. Those are pretty cool looking. Also, some things are being painted. I believe these chimneys at the bottom are going to be painted. And then you can see over here to the right, one of that building there is just a gray there. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be painted as well. So, we're just getting closer, guys. We're getting closer. Here's another aerial overview here, just showing you everything. This is very similar to what we just saw, if not almost the same exact photo. I think it might be very close to it. You see the Wolfman at the top there. Okay, so here is a look at the Curse of the Wolfman coaster testing over here to the left. Going over here on the left, and then on the right is the manor. You can see they still have scaffolding up. They're still working on that, so we still don't really have any updates on that as we go into this week, but I'm sure we will come really close. At the top left is the windmill up there. That's been done for a little while now, like a few weeks, but overall they're still moving pretty quickly. And one thing that I have noticed that I haven't noticed before is down towards it's kind of towards the middle of the photo to the right. You can see some scaffolding up there. It looks like that's going to be the entranceway to the actual ride. Like it may have the sign of what the attraction is right there, where the wait times and all that kind of stuff right here, just to the right where the yellow crane is, right behind that. So, I mean, doesn't get much better than that. Let's see. This is some railings for the queues here. We talked about this before. Okay, look, don't come after me in the comments. But this little structure here, this little mausoleum-looking thing, looks very similar to Haunted Mansion, how they have that out there. And we're talking about greenery. Here we go. We're getting all kinds of trees going in back here. So there's going to be nice shady areas in the queue, right, for you to stand in. But more greenery is being added and more effects to the actual park. So that is pretty amazing. Now, on the other side of that is the Burning Blade Tavern and the extended queue. On this one, where the windmill is the Burning Blade Tavern. Then you can see the extended queue back here for that. So, really interesting that, it's just, we're so close, guys. We are so close. Another look at the manor here, a little closer with the scaffolding up. This is probably going to be removed really soon, just depending on how much work that they have done. You can also see at the bottom left of this photo, the little shack there, that is a small shop right over there. So that looks good. And of course, that's towards the back of the land there. So they're going to continue to, you know, build this up and have it and be done. But, I mean, look at that. There's so much to talk about here. At the bottom, here's the little entrance way that I was just telling you about. And you can see how they're still painting that, and they still have some red tape here where they're, you know, lining everything up, painting, and the little vines that are going up in the entrance door there. I mean, that looks so good. I don't know if that was there before. Can't recall if it was. Let me know down in the comments if the vines were there in the last update. We didn't do Dark Universe last update because there really wasn't much, but. And then, of course, this photo here, we have the Curse of the Wolfman going by at the bottom of the photo. Still working on the manor there. So, really interesting. And then, here's another one of it going into the actual station here. You can see how they're all turned different ways. Going in here, they're still testing it with test dummies, obviously. I mean, I don't know if anyone has physically been on it yet. Yeah, I mean, that's so cool. I cannot wait to ride that. You can tell the restraints are very similar. Like I said, to Guardians of the Galaxy, but the restraints are probably going to be more along the lines of like the Mummy, maybe something like that. We'll have to wait and see what comes out of that. And then more testing here as it goes over the loop here and back in. Right, or looks like it's exiting the station here. Yeah, it just launched, so it goes up and then around and then back through there. So that looks so good. I can't wait to ride this. I'm really excited about this attraction. And then here is interesting. We have one that's arriving back and one that's about to dispatch in this photo here. So I don't think this is going to be that long of an attraction. I mean, there's going to be other elements to it as well, but could end up being longer. But I don't think it's going to be that long of an attraction. But it's still really interesting and cool how it just goes up and around, and how you're going to just kind of twist like that. I mean, that's awesome. Another aerial overview here as well. This is looking good. Here's the little wagon over here to the top of the photo. And of course you have everything else going along there, going into the station there. So looking good. I think we are almost done with Dark Universe. Yep, this is the last photo here. Just kind of an overview of the land in general itself. You can see here as it goes along there. And then we have this right here. So with the Curse of the Wolfman testing here, and then of course restaurant here to the bottom left, portal to the right, and then going into the land into the middle. So the thing is we have to remember is that even though we have a lot of stuff going on with this, is it still has time to be done. So we've been hearing reports that it's going to open sooner than expected. Still don't completely know that. I mean, we don't really know overall, but I guess we will find out really soon. I'm still not sure when we're going to get that announcement date. People that I've talked to say they don't think it's going to happen during the when the preview center opens. They think it's going to be more along the lines of September or August, somewhere around there. I don't know. We really don't know, but I think they're going to make it really soon, because they have said that they're going to give updates during the year, so, or towards the summer. So let's continue on here. We're going to go to the Isle of Berk now for this, because we need to talk about this. We have some things going on here. Some water starting to be filled in over here at the top for the boat attraction. Also, we have the mead hall to the left, entrance to the land to the right, the Viking camp to the bottom of the photo there. So some of these are very similar updates than what we've had before. There's not a lot that's really, overall changed. There's some things here, some things going up here with the Viking camp over here to the left. There's the boat area here to the right, and then fire drill, of course, area is starting to fill up with water. Now, I don't know if this is on purpose or this is because of it raining. I think it would be on purpose because of photos we're going to show you later. And you can see the theming coming together for that as well. I mean, it's just looking amazing on this point. And then this one is current work at the front of the Untrainable Dragon Theater here in the Isle of Berk. So they haven't finished that yet. Now, we talked about the entranceway being to the right here and then the exit being to the left, which makes sense. It totally looks like an exit to the theater to the left. I'm going to kind of move through fast here for you guys. And then this is just pulled back a little bit showing the fire drill. So we're going to talk about some things on fire drill that we need to talk about here soon. But here's another look at the aerial photo of the mountain above the mead hall here coming together. The two Viking statues here at the bottom still being done. The entrance over to the Hiccups wing gliders to the left here. Still, even though it's coming together, it still has a lot of work, to be done. So, and then an aerial photo of the Isle of Berk here, just overall overview of everything. You can see Stardust Racers. We'll get to that in a little bit. To the bottom left here, and then everything is just scaffolding up here to the left. I mean, obviously it's going to be theming over there to the left, but that's still going up here. The Bay Area starting to be painted a little bit, it looks like, and maybe not. It could just be the way it's, wear and tear, whatever there. But here is an aerial photo of temporary pools for splashing effects of Hiccups wing gliders within an empty bay of Isle of Berk. So this is temporary pools. So I guess it might be just for testing and stuff like that as it goes through to see how it would be through the water there. So let's keep going on. This is the aerial photo of the trees and structures recently added to the queue area of Hiccups wing glider. See down here, I said more greenery is being added. Everything's coming together. It's going to be the entrance here to the right of Hiccups wing gliders, and you're going to go through the queue area right there. So, and then here's another view over here. This is glimpses of 3 trains. We're going to get a glimpse of some trains here today for Hiccups wing gliders. You can see over here to the right, looking at the staging area here. You see them just sitting out there. There they are. But this is the Hiccups wing glider attraction here. And this here is recently added theme at the top of the center of this photo. It seems like the story has a large rocks drop to propel the roller coaster train. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's a cool idea. So it'll be like the rocks drop. If you look right here at these structures, the rocks will drop, and it'll make it like it's the start of the coaster. Here's a better look here at those rocks there. So it looks like they actually will suspend and go up and down. So that's really interesting. Now, let's talk about this. Aerial photo of Hiccups wing glider roller coaster train on the service spur. Okay, so these are pretty standard looking roller coaster trains here. Nothing, I mean, I like the colors of them, the yellow, and like this may not be the final thing. Looks definitely like a family coaster type of course we know that's what it is, but type of trains, and nothing like super spectacular about it. But it is cool. I do like the look of it, the yellow and the brown on the side. Looks good. And here is an aerial photo of the Hiccups wing gliders near the training camp in the Isle of Berk here. The training camp's still being built up. You know, we don't have a lot done there. I feel like we have some, but we don't have a lot. It's being built up, and of course the Hiccups wing gliders will go through that as well. So aerial overview of Viking camp play area in the Isle of Berk here. It's looking good. And here's an aerial overview of Viking training camp in the Isle of Berk. Second launch of Hiccups wing gliders. Right here, of course, we've talked about this at extent. You know, where the second launch is. So I feel like there's a few things here in Isle of Berk to talk about, but we're going to skip ahead just a little bit because for time's sake, because right now we are at 20 minutes already. So okay, let's talk about the scaffolding that has been up here on the stands here for this attraction here. So we've had scaffolding up for the last few weeks, but now it seems like it's been removed. This is what I like to call the dueling dragons because it's very, you know, call back to the dueling dragons with the blue and red dragon here at the top. But anyway, let's talk about this because scaffolding's still at the very bottom, but most of it's been removed here. And you can see over here to the left as well. This is, of course, the name of the attraction is Dragon Racer Rally. You can see this here, the stands looking good, the little dragon homes and everything there. So it's just theming, you know, pretty much theming that's been done. You can go underneath it. Of course, we've talked about this. People won't actually be sitting up there, but it's cool. You also see over here to the right some more details to the mead hall, the window area there, the entrance to Hiccups wing gliders there to the right as well. And this is a pair of character sheep staged near the entrance of Dragon Racer Rally. So they're probably going to be put up real soon. And here's another one here. This is just showing you the scaffolding being removed and the grandstands here, just kind of giving you a better overview of what it looks like. And I love it. I mean, I wish that they would allow for people to go up there. I understand the safety issues, but it would still be a lot of fun to see that as well. So I think, you know, that is what it is. And here is a look a little closer here. Now, if you look at the arrow here, here is a throne here for the king. So, or is it the king? Does he go by king? I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen him. I'll have to watch them all again before Epic opens. But the little throne area there. So, pretty cool. And then more here with Stardust Racers here in the background as well. Just more kind of the same, giving you more details. Now, you can look at this little dragon hanging out in the house right here at the bottom of the photo, like leaning over the Hiccups wing gliders right there. That is cool. And then, of course, some more dragons here. You can see one of them sticking out here, the green one here. And then here's a better look at the throne right here to the right where the arrow is pointing. Just a little closer look at the dragons here. I'm sure they have names. I don't know their names, but see this guy sticking out. He also looks pretty scary with his little teeth there. Dragon is at the bottom of the left counterweight end of spinning right. Okay, yeah, that's what that Dragon Racer Rally is. So here's kind of the overview of that and that look of that land. So like I said, we have to cover everything today, so we don't. There's so many photos here, but I wanted to hit those, you know, points really quick. But before we move on from How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, I wanted to show you these as well. We do have some boats in the service area. Now these are for the fire drill. You see kind of how it's going to work, and you know, man. It is bench seating here, and it could end up being where you know, stand or sit or whatever. I don't know. I think it would be more fun to stand on this, but you can see we have a yellow dragon and a red dragon to the right on the boats here. A red boat, yellow boat. And of course the one that's closest to us here as well. Looks like it doesn't have a dragon on the front of that one yet. But here's some more here. Red, orange, yellow, red. I mean, these just look amazing. So obviously these here, you can see the slits and cut out of the orange one here and the red ones, that these little theming areas still have to be added, like the little dragons and the tails on the back have to be added. So, and a few more of the boats sitting back here towards the back. I mean, there's obviously going to be a ton of them because they are the ride vehicles here at the bottom. You can see the orange ones underneath the awning here with the little dragon on top there and the tail. So that's pretty cool. What color are you going to choose? I might choose, well, you're not going to get a choice, but if you could choose one, red dragons are always cool. And just a little further away there from that. So, I mean, overall, this area looks solid. Of course. Oh, here's another photo. We're just talking about the orange dragons. There they are right there. So, I mean, it looks good to me. I think they're doing a really good job here of, you know, bringing this all together and everything. And so we have some other updates here we got to get through. So let's just take just a minute and talk about the Epic Universe Preview Center before we move on. Now, I went out there the other morning because I had a hunch that it was going to open. And that was not the case. It did not open. But BioReconstruct was out there a little bit later in the day and noticed they started putting stuff in the windows. And this is over at Universal Studios City Walk. So once you walk into City Walk and you walk down, you have your choice to go left to Islands or right to Studios. It's to the left right here, where beside Anahitos and all that area there. It used to be the Legacy store, if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about. But look, we got some Mario merch in the windows. We got some How to Train Your Dragon merch in the windows. Which that one's the same here. Look, a little medallion in there. I was watching them put this display up the other day. I sat out there because if you haven't noticed that there is a Preview Center app that you can download on your phone, so make sure you do that. Epic Universe Preview Center app. And so that had been released on Thursday night, and I thought on Friday morning we were going to get it. So I went out there 8 a.m. Friday morning, sat outside the store and waiting for it. But I love that. It's so cool. And we do have a Dark Universe one somewhere. Oh, here we go. Dark Universe. Look at that. And look at the hat. Look at that hat there. That is cool. And then the bucket hat to the right. This is probably the first merch I'm going to buy. So, of course, you know, I want a Luigi shirt, but we'll wait on that and see what exactly happens with that. But you can also see here the Preview Center that they are finished the screen up here at the top. But what they're also doing is showing the flyover CGI model that they did for the video that we saw not too long ago. So you can see here too, Super Nintendo World. So pretty cool. And of course, Epic Universe. It's just amazing. It's just awesome. So if you haven't seen that yet, be expecting it this week for sure. I think it's going to open this week. I got a hunch it's going to be this week. But you didn't hear it from me. Okay, so let's get into this. The newly Stardust Racers. Now, Universal ran into some problems with some copyright infringement issues with Starfall. So they had to change it. So now it's changed to Stardust Racers, which all I can think of is Cody Rhodes when I say that. So I don't know. But anyway, that's what we're getting. So this photo was from, okay, this one It's from today. This one's from December. Okay, so we can see it's been paved out there with the little star there. No, it was just a quick Stardust Racers interview update. So here we have some Harry Potter stuff. Now, I've looked through these, and we really do not have any updates on this. So I just wanted to at least talk about it for a minute and cover it, because we are already at 29 minutes at this point. So let's talk about this real quick. We do have the portal here at the bottom left. There's still scaffolding going around the buildings itself. Maybe a few details that have been added, and we will brush over these very quickly. Looks like some staging on the floor. The floor is starting to come together. We're still working on this. It's nowhere near done. Chimney is done. Still, like I said, scaffolding up. So everything is pretty much the same. Here's a little bit of updates here to the facades here. Hotel 1879. That's an update. That's not a huge one, but there's at least some theming that's being done on this, and you can tell at the bottom they still have more theming to go. And then this here is interesting theming along the roof line. Yeah, that is interesting looking. Over here to the left, how the color is kind of yellow and brownish color there to the left. So pretty crazy, wild stuff. You know, pretty much everything still kind of looks the same. From what I'm showing you, they're only the updates that we have. The scaffolding is still up in a lot, and then once it's done, it'll be done. But here's one thing, this is the biggest thing I wanted to talk about with the Wizarding World here, is this here, the portal. And we talked about how when you walk in the portal that you're going to walk around and go up, because it's going to be like hiding this entrance here to Saint-Denis, right? So the way it's going to happen is now they have trees in front of it, so it blocks out the theming of it as well. So when you walk through, you see trees, you walk around the trees, and then it reveals the land. So great idea on Universal's part. We had talked about this last time, that once you walk through, you could see the concrete wall up and forcing you to go left or right there. That is what this is. So it's a great idea, obviously. I mean, they had to do it. Here's a better look of it where you can actually see the walls here. So is it completely blocking out the theming? No, but it's just kind of giving you that like grand reveal once you walk around the trees. So it's kind of like, oh, it's kind of hidden. You can kind of see some stuff, but once you get around there, then it'll be wide open for you there. Just another wide view here showing that. And then, of course, the restaurant here right in front of us as well. So huge stuff there. I mean, it's just one thing after the other with things coming together. There's little intricate details, here and there, but I think overall it just looks great. Okay, so a few Stardust Racer updates. We got some trains going out here, testing, not training, testing. I had How to Train Your Dragon on my mind. Progress near Stardust Racers roller coaster station. They're doing a little bit of landscaping there, getting that done. You can see that they still have paint to do on this rock work here, of course. Now, this is what's cool. Number 1 on this photo is fog leaving the first launch tunnel. Number 2, staging of yellow-green elements. Number 3, service road across cover of the queue. And number 4 is landscaping in progress. So, of course, they're doing that. Getting the fog kind of like the Hulk coaster. So, I think that's cool. I think it'll add more to it, that mist. As you go through it, it'll add more to the theming here, and the way they're building that up. Like I said, just the staging of yellow and green elements here on number 2, and you can see they're still doing some work down here around 3 and right above 3. So they are doing their thing. Here's an aerial photo of Stardust train in a high bank curve during testing. Look at that. It's so beautiful. It's just amazing. And then here's another view of it. So we're getting better looks and better views of this thing. And do we see the little flux capacitor on the back? You can kind of see it a little bit. That's what the rumored theme is on the back there. They still have it covered. But I mean, overall, just great stuff. Going over top of this. Here, look at that. That is so cool. I love that. And then, of course, the at the bottom here, the bottom right of the photo, we have a better look here. So this is the comet theme that's going on here. They're still working on that. They added scaffolding up on that because they're gonna, you know, obviously that's gonna be the next thing that they're probably gonna really be working on here, is that overall. So it's looking good. I mean, it just looks amazing. There's just so much to this. Going back into their first launch leaps directly over the top hat. So I mean, that's cool. This is the exit of the, you go through the launch, move up, and then go up the top hat and down. So I mean, it just continues to be impressive of what we're getting and everything and how it's working over together. So we do have a few Super Nintendo updates going on. I'm just going to hit the highlights of those, of what we have really quick, and see what we can find here for you guys, because we are going a bit over. But I really wanted to focus on some of the stuff here. Let's look at this. Here's an aerial over top here, more theming being done and everything there that's continuing to add to it. Looks good. I mean, the coloring and everything there over top of everything just looks good overall. Right here is the aerial look so far on Super Nintendo near the fortress. So obviously they still got some stuff to do up top there, and you know, fix some things. Got wires hanging out of the mystery blocks, so they're still connecting all that stuff. So all that, of course, is going to continue to come together. But you know, we're at this point now to where it's just, you know, coming along pretty much. So now we're going to direct our attention over to Donkey Kong. We're going to kind of skip through the rest of everything else that we're talking about. So let's talk about Donkey Kong, because we need to talk about that the most, because there has been some updates to Donkey Kong. So we really need to continue on here with this. Now you can see here, this is zoom into this aerial photo to see themed uneven pavement of blocks in the wall of the Donkey Kong Minecart Madness roller coaster. You see the theme is added there, and then if you like kind of look in here, you can see how this is the uneven placement of the blocks here to the left. So that, you know, it's just added detail theming that just makes it way better. You know, just keeps adding to this and just making it a great addition. So we're going to go over this as well. We do have this wall scaffolding finally up there. They're going to start painting this blue wall we've been going on about. We've been going on about this for a good while. So are they going to start doing it? I don't know. We will see if they're going to start doing it. But you can see here, there's little spikes added here to the left there as you go over the hill there, and going into this as well. So you can, here's a closer look at the little spikes sitting out there. So that is new. This is where the track jumps the track, right? Although it gives you the illusion that it's jumping, it's really kind of not jumping, you know, overall. But this looks great. How it's going to play into that and how it's going to go around there. So I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be really awesome once they finish this up and they get this done. So it should be really exciting and a lot of fun. But the jump is what, you know, like, it's just looking into it, it's like your mind almost doesn't process it, but it's going to be so cool how it works and how they're going to do it. So another little overview here. Still think they're going to paint this. I still think they're going to have it done and have it done soon. It looks like they're lining up the scaffolding to start working on stuff like that. Because this wall has been blank like this for a while. No scaffolding on it, just plain blue wall there. Or grayish wall, whatever you want to call it. But I think that's what they're going to get to here with that. Here you can kind of get a glimpse of the minecart. Just a little bit here. Staging over here to the right, and as it'll come out there, so you kind of get an idea of the minecart there. You can't fully see it here, and then here's the construction worker over here at the top left, holding an umbrella, having a good time there. So that is awesome. Okay, so let's move on here with that. Here's another look here. Number 1 is cars will splash through water feature right here. Number 2 is a waterfall, a primary source of water for the feature. Number 3, staging at rock where work seems to be another source of water there. There's also lighting inside the truss. Another look here. As we can see, we're going to talk about little Donkey Kong coming up here. There's the pillars there, the screaming pillars. They will face the cars that will soon make a hairpin turn to splash through the water. So it'll go through there and go right here, splash around, boom, through the water, back on the track again after that. And of course, here is the famous barrel we keep talking about. Theming at the lower waterfall, the Donkey Kong minecart roller coaster here. Over here to the left, barrel to the right, track right there to the right as well. So now we know that we have a character face raised here. We've been talking about the large Donkey Kong face there. Well, we finally have it. Well, at least it's over, through scaffolding that it's being that is being covered up, but you can kind of see it through there. A waterfall will flow through here to the lower waterfall through the entrance there. So of course they're still working on that. Looks like the bottom half still needs to be painted, but they're not quite there yet. And of course the tree look here at the bottom, or the back of that. And then another aerial look at the 3 levels of the track, Donkey Kong Minecart Madness roller coaster. At the left is a trestle after the first lift hill. At the center is a second themed lift hill. Arrow points out the chain there where it picks you up there and brings you up the top of the hill. So looking good. Here's another look here inside of the Donkey Kong Minecart Madness roller coaster. Arrow at a themed platform that cars will ascend over the second hill lift right here. So you can kind of see that there from behind. I don't think I've ever noticed this till today. So that's interesting. Pretty cool looking. And then more here. Some added theming needs to be done here with these little trees. Be painted and put up there. But this is where the waterfall is going to fall through. Right there in the middle. Tons of water at this park, by the way. Tons of water. And we'll talk about that more in a little bit. But here's another look here showing you what's in the middle here. It's going to go across there and back into the show building through there. So cool. And of course, from behind, this is the other area. This is the... there's so much that's going to go on inside. So, just be aware of that. Be understanding that this is just not the coaster. This is just the outside portion where it comes out the outside. The rest is going to be inside. So keep that in mind if you are new to these updates and you're not sure. Added framework number 1 from a kiosk. For a winding path for team member access to the other kiosk there. Number 2, framing in progress for a themed airplane, which we know is going to be there. Cranky Kong, I believe. Cranky Kong. No, is it Cranky Kong? Or Funky Kong? I can't remember. Let me know down in the comments. I can't remember. Frame for a wall that will hide view of other Epic Universe areas here. So you won't be able to see it pretty much while you're in. everywhere else while you're in that land. So, and of course the little kiosk coming along here, the track here to the right where you see it looks like it jumps the track there. I still think this is Dark Universe is the land I'm looking forward to the most, but I think this is the attraction I'm looking forward to the most. Aerial photo of the themed pavement in progress at Donkey Kong Minecart Madness there. Looks good. And here is an aerial overview of everything here for you guys to see and look at here from the outside. So everything we've kind of like zoomed in and looked at, this is everything right here. So now let's move on just a little bit here because we need to start talking about the Kronos, the entrance of the park. So let's go ahead and before we get to that, let's talk about some water that has been added to the park here. See in these fountains, everything's starting to come along here. This is the cascading water feature at the front of Epic Universe. Water recently added for testing. Now, you're like, oh, this water kind of looks gray. You know, I'm sure they're going to add, some of it is also the lighting, what's going on in the lighting, but they could add dyes to it as well to kind of give it a prettier blue look. But here is the Kronos once again, ladies and gentlemen. The Kronos lives. So this is pretty amazing what they have here going on. But here is an added detail to this. We need to get in a little closer here to the Kronos to talk about this. Look, now we have some added archways going on here at the Kronos that they are adding up here. Blue fencing is seen around the large colorful circle of pattern concrete at the top. So this is where you walk in. So as you walk in, there's going to be a large thing of concrete there, circular motion, and you walk through here and walk directly straight through the Kronos area, which I'm sure these are going to be security hubs left and right, you know, to check you, make sure, you know, get you in or whatever. That's going to be what it is. But here at the Kronos, this is the most important thing to me, is the theming of the extra walls here. Little archways that are there. Also, this area over here, its recently added staircase, is believed to be that a VIP room is the upper level, similar to the one at Universal Studios. Yes, I can see that. It's very similar. And here's a look at the themed arches over here to the left of the photo as well. And then we look here, the yellow bracing at the Kronos tower is temporary, of course. It's not going to look like that. You can see that if you zoom in on this photo, and just go to Bioreconstruct and kind of zoom in, it's welding green frame. So these yellow things are temporary. They're not going to be there. And this is just the beginning stages of it. So don't, like, you know, if you don't like the look of it, just hold on. They're working on it. They're going to get there. The portal still's got to go around there too. So, you know, it's all that all together as it works together there. And obviously, you know, the arch is recently added. Here's a closer look at that to give you a better overview and look of these, because this is pretty amazing stuff and how it looks. So we're just going to keep going higher and higher as we move on through this. You know, it's just going to get there eventually. Another look here, a little closer. You can see all the celestial designs inside of them. That it is definitely different than the arches at Studios. So, but I'm all for it. I think it looks great. Here's part of that app I was telling you about. You can see here's the concept art of how it's going to look. So it still has the green look, you know, obviously overall, but when it's finished, that's where we're going to be. So we're about halfway up. Say halfway up there. So we're halfway up. Yeah, the first little thing. So they're all going to have the medallions in there, and they should, at least. So we have, say, just one. So we got a little while to go on that before it's done. Okay, so we were talking about water features being added here. You can see here's right outside the Atlantic restaurant. But also what I wanted to push towards and show you guys is well, here's another thing too. Cover this real quick. Pizza Moon continues to be worked on in Nintendo Store right out there. Pizza Moon, I'm really excited about that. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully it's good pizza. You never know. Okay, so let's talk about the carousel here. Celestial Carousel. We got water added to this area to kind of give you an idea of what it's going to look like. This is all for testing and everything here overall. But if you notice at the bottom left, there was another detail as well. Let's just go over here and look at this side of it. Coming together. Now, the top has not been put on. Everything has not been added to that. I feel like this could end up being one of the last things that is completed. Although they're working on that. Of course, it could, you know. I just don't think we're going to walk into Epic Universe and smelling the paint dry. We might. You never know. Never know. Also here is this as well. And we're going to talk about the fountain at the bottom. This is just overview of that as well. So, looking good. Let's just move on to the photo here. You can still see carousel of, oh my goodness, I don't want to call it that. Celestial Carousel. Number 1 and 2 is the staging of the attraction entrance, signage. 3 and 4, panel, stage, and in-flight. 5 is the staging area, and 6 is recently added semicircle concrete columns up there. So they're still working on it. They just haven't added the pieces to the roof yet. They haven't added everything else. I mean, inside of the attraction, it looks like nothing really has been done recently, so don't know. They have had this one for a while. This is kind of the paneling that's going on here. We're going to continue to get these as it goes on. But yeah, so as of right now, still nothing, just little pieces here and there added, but nothing huge added to it. Here's this up here. I love the blue glass look at the top. But yeah, just work's being done. Well, a little more detail, and now I noticed a little like the gold around there too as well. So things are being done, just not overall. Now, Grand Helios, we don't really have much updates from that. We still have the areas here, but here's what I want to talk about in front of the Grand Helios. If you notice, let's try to get a closer photo here at the center here, because you guys are going to want to see that. Now, look, here is the fountain here. They're testing it now. A rocky cascade at the edge of the Epic Universe show fountain right here, down here at the bottom. Because it'll like just flow through there and go down there. So little added details like that are being added, which looks great. Now overall, here's another overview of this. So if you notice something here right in front of that area, there's a little walkway there. And that little walkway was what I was talking about. You can see here to the left, it looks like a star is going to be added to this little walkway here, like on the ground. Give you a look here. And I love just how much or how huge this whole area is to sit around and watch the show. Another view of that there with the splash pad at the center are being built here. So that goes in around there. And then, of course, this is the restaurant here. I believe it's supposed to be a themed barbecue restaurant. That's the general consensus. So here is what it looks like now. You see the little star there at the top there being done. And then here is what it looked like on June 9th, 2023. So it has come a long way since then. A really long way since then. But overall, we got more buildings being added. Celestial Tiki Bar. More pavement being added here. We just have tons of stuff here. Here's a closer look at this little star area. Now this over here to the right is the actual Blue Dragon Pan Asian restaurant. And then you can see the water is running through the cascading area here. The rocky cascades right here going through down through here. going up into that area there. So, I mean, you know, overall, coming together. And this is a compass rose type star in the walkway here. So, which makes sense with the celestial stuff. So, looking good. So I think I'm going to end it there because we are going on for a really long time. So I feel like the longer we go on with these videos, the more we've been doing them, the more updates we have. Now, it all depends on when BioReconstruct comes out with his photos that we do these. So I try to do them every week, although I think we skipped last week because it didn't happen. But more and more is coming out, and the closer we get, the more updates will come, and I think the longer the videos will probably be. So thank you guys so much for watching as always, but make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can make sure you're up to date with all of the new updates that are coming, because we are going fast and rapidly all the way up to opening day of Epic Universe or pass holder previews. I think that's coming as well. So like I said, make sure you're subscribed so you can stay up to date with all that stuff, because it greatly helps us out. And you want to make sure you are staying up to date with everything Epic Universe and Universal Studios. But thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, the road goes ever on. I will see you next time.